Hey everybody! I was recently requested to do a best drugstore blushes video, so I've selected 8 products to show you today. They are some of my favourite drugstore blushes. I do have a couple of cream products here, but most of them are actually powder products. So the first one I'm going to mention is by Makeup Revolution. I believe these are 99p or £1. And the packaging, although I'm not a huge fan of the packaging, mine is actually broken, but it doesn't matter because it still closes. These are lovely little blushes. They're a really nice size, and this one is called Love. This is a really nice neutral sort of colour that I feel like a lot of people can wear. And it's just kind of a nice peachy sort of tone. Kind of a peachy pink. And they're really pigmented, these particular Makeup Revolution blushes. I do have a number from the collection and they do have some really nice shades available. So these ones are definitely worth checking out, and they are so affordable and so slimline and nice to travel with. So I would highly recommend that one. Also, I'm not sure if this colour is still available. It should be, but it's by number 17. And this one is called Plum Puff, which is just a lovely pink. Now I find that this is quite comparable to Pink Cult by MAC, so if anybody did enjoy that particular blush, it's one of my favourites. This one is quite comparable to that. This is definitely a true pink, but it's that kind of dusty sort of nice pink. It's kind of muted. But these are really pigmented also. As you can see, that's one swipe of the product. I'll do that for each product. I'll just do one clean swipe, and then you can kind of get an idea of pigmentation for these. Now I have 2 cream blushes, which I'll talk about now. I've got the MUA Luxe line. These are the Whipped Velvet blushes. And this is a really nice pink shade. This one is called Rococo. I believe you can get matching lip products to go with these particular blushes. And that one is a very true pink shade. These have a nice variety of shades available in the MUA Luxe, and I find the cream blushes, they do, once you've blended them in, stay on really quite nicely. Really nice for summer, I find, particularly cream blushes, because I just find that they stay really well on my skin. And then the other cream blush that I've got is from Topshop. I love the packaging on their Topshop blushes. I love the white with the black spots on. I think it's really cute. And these again are quite slimline, so they're nice to travel with. They do come with a mirror in the lid, whereas the other 3 products I've shown don't have a mirror, so that's quite useful. And this one is a beautiful peach shade. I absolutely love the cream blushes from Topshop. They do have a thicker consistency than the MUA Luxe ones, and I do find that they are more pigmented. Like that is 2 swatches, but that was just 1 swatch straight away. They do blend out quite nice, and this one's quite a nice, very summery, bright sort of coral pink shade. It's really lovely on, but you definitely want to have a little bit of a light hand with them. The brush I use to apply these, I'm sure you can get these from any brand, but this is by MAC. This is the 130 SE. It came in one of their kits. I just use like a mini stippling brush. You don't have to have the duo fibre, a standard one would do. I actually have a Zoeva one that is identical, and these are really beautiful for applying a nice cream blusher. So I'm just going to pop some on this hand to show you. So that's what it looks like. So these just really diffuse the product out quite nicely, so you don't get too heavy. You can apply with your fingers and blend out, but it kind of depends what you've got underneath, whether there's going to be any shift and movement. You know, it depends, like I said, on your foundation, and you might prefer to apply it with a blush just because you might prefer to apply it with a brush just because you get a bit more of a diffused application and it's not quite so intense. If you do apply with your finger, you just want a very tiny amount of the product, and then you just want to gently tap it into the skin and then blend it out. But they are really lovely blushes. I have quite a few from the Topshop collection, so I do like all of those ones, but I've just kind of chosen that one because that one is my favourite. And then the last 4 blushes are from Sleek. I think Sleek have the best blushes that you can buy on the high street. They're really well priced. I believe they're around £4.49, and their packaging is sleek, just like their name. It's nice, and you know, it's quite slimline, lovely little product that you get, and it does have a mirror in the lid. I always think that's a bit of a bonus, particularly if you're taking them on a night out or you're travelling and you know you don't want to carry loads of things. If you have a little mirror in a product, it's always very nice to have that. And I just find that they're so pigmented, and they have some really beautiful colours available in their range. I've picked 2 of my favourites out today for you. This one is Coral. I just thought when I first looked at it, it looked really quite scary, but when you get it on, this is just such a beautiful colour. It is a true coral shade. As you can see, the one above is more of a pink coral. This is a true coral. It definitely leans more to your peach shade. This is so beautiful on. I really, really love it, but you do need to have quite a light hand with this. My favourite blush brush to use is actually a Sigma small contour brush. It's an F05, and I just find I like that because I like to control where I'm getting the colour. Otherwise, I end up looking a bit clownish if I use a really huge brush. But another brush I would highly recommend is this one by Real Techniques on the high street, and this is the blush brush. So if you're high street shopping, it is a little bit pricier than other blush brushes because obviously you can buy quite cheap ones individually and you can get things from Pound Shop. You can buy brushes from anywhere basically that sells makeup. TK Maxx do really nice brushes and obviously they're a little bit more reduced. And of course Boots and Superdrug carry a range of brushes that are also very nice. But I think that one of the best blush brushes on the high street is actually this one by Real Techniques. I still use it now. I don't use my Real Techniques brushes as much as I used to because I've actually got more into Zoeva and Sigma, but I still do keep the face brushes because I think the Real Techniques face brushes wash beautifully, they're incredibly soft, and they do a really amazing job. Before I got this, I was really struggling with blush because the brushes that I had, I find that I just either wasn't getting enough product or I was getting a bit too much and a bit, on a bit more of my skin than I wanted to. And I feel like this one, you just get it on the tip, and because of the shape of it, the way it's domed, it diffuses it out really nicely, and then you don't end up with that horrible stripe of blush. So I'd highly recommend this brush, but I really love the Sigma F05 for applying blush just because it gives just me a little bit more control. So those are the brushes I like, but that one's coral, it's beautiful. Then this one is the one that I nearly didn't buy. It's called Suede. And I love the colour of this blush. And it's one of those ones, I looked at it and I thought, oh, that just looks horrible and really scary. But once you get it on, it's so beautiful. It's a coral, but it kind of has more of a browner tone to it, and it's just a bit more subdued. So it's a kind of earthy sort of coral shade. Really, really beautiful. And these wear really well on the skin and do last all day. I love the quality of Sleek blushes. Then the other things from Sleek that I'm going to recommend are these blushes by 3. These are £9.99 each, so it's around £3.33 if you want to be exact per blush, which I think is really good. They come in a range of colours. I have all of the ones that they have out, so I have quite a few of these now. But these are 2 of my favourites. So this one is the Candy Collection Sweet Cheeks. I'm not sure if this one's still available. It might be on their website. You get 1 cream blush in here, and then you get 2 powder blushes. So those are the 2 powder blushes. What I like about this is really quite a nice strong pink, a nice kind of candy pink, and then you've got that more lilac-y pink shade, which I really enjoy. And then the cream blush in here is really nice also. You can see it's very strong. So these are just super pigmented. Again, I apply blush. The best way I found is just to apply it in layers, which sounds ridiculous, but I don't want to put too much on and then have to kind of struggle to bring it back. So I put on my blush and then I just add a little bit more and a little bit more till I get the actual coverage that I prefer. I never wear very much blush anyway because I'm always a bit nervous of just, it being too much. The other one that I like is Santa Marina, and I believe this is actually permanent. And it's one of the more recent releases. These colours in here are so beautiful. They're all powder, and that's those 3 colours there. That one's ended in a bit of a bad place. You've got this very nice berry shade, a very pale peachy pink, and then this really nice true coral shade. I wouldn't say it's similar to any of the others either. It's quite bright. It's a little bit like coral, but I think it's got a bit more of pink to it. But these are great. I mean, they've got a really nice mirror in them as well. And they are, again, they're very nice and compact to carry around. And obviously you get better value in these. These are the rest of the ones that I have in the blush by 3. I've got another 7 of them. I basically just own all of the different ones, even the colours that are not quite so wearable, because if you do use a light hand with these, then you can actually get a very wearable look. So guys, that's it today for my affordable blushes. I've chosen ones in the UK. I do have a couple of Colourpop ones which are also really nice, but I decided not to put them in this particular video because I just wanted to keep it to UK based products that you can actually go out and buy yourself from the high street. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe if you have. I'm going to love and leave you and see you in the next video. Have a great day wherever you are and whatever you are doing. Bye.